Action as the Tampa Bay Rays host the Los Angeles Dodgers. And hi again, everybody, along with Nomar Garciaparra. I'm Tim Neverett. Alana Rizzo will join us from the field shortly. And you know what? This team has been playing absolutely lights out baseball lately. They've started off this road trip winning 2 of 3 against Cincinnati. But when you look at them over the last month or so, Nomar, they've been one of the best teams in baseball. Absolutely.
They have, and they've been doing everything right in order to get an incredible record. I mean, when you look at that record over the last 32 games, 23-9, and they lead Major League Baseball. When you lead it in ERA, opponents batting average, K through base on balls there, then you also talk about the offense. You have an MVP caliber player in Cody Bellinger. They've been playing good defense, and it really has been all about that starting pitching. And speaking of starting pitching, you got Clayton Kershaw on the mound. He's 3-0 record with a 3.4 ERA. Has been susceptible to the long ball as of recently, giving up a couple home runs per 9 innings. But at the same time, in interleague, he has an ERA just over 2, and opponent's batting average under 200.
And tonight is the first time in Kershaw's career he will pitch here at Tropicana Field against a Rays team that is very good, especially in the pitching department.
Yeah, and they're going to go up with the opener. This is for Dodger fans. Maybe the first time they've seen an opener go out there and start the game, and then they're going to utilize the bullpen the rest of the way. But at the same time, they're very stingy with the runs. The key is really trying to get to them early.
Hunter Wood will get the start. He'll go an inning, maybe 2, as an opener here tonight. Dodger fans coming in from the Florida heat and humidity inside air-conditioned Tropicana Field. Lineups, first pitch coming up. Try their new street tostada today. Clayton Kershaw fans here on the Gulf Coast as they make their way inside Tropicana Field. Indoor baseball tonight. Along with Nomar Garciaparra, I'm Tim Neverett. We welcome back after a couple of days off, Alana Rizzo. Alana?
All right, Tim, thanks very much. Well, when you look at the starters' earned run average for these two teams, they're at the top of the league. In fact, the Tampa Bay Rays have the lowest starters' earned run average. The Dodgers are right there in third as far as all of Major League Baseball. But the Dodgers catching a bit of a break as far as the position players are concerned because they're missing their top 3 guys. The Cy Young Award winner from last year, Blake Snell, not going to be in this series. Charlie Morton, the former nemesis for the Dodgers, of course, with the Houston Astros, not pitching in this series. And Tyler Glasnow placed on the IL dealing with that right forearm strain. So perhaps a break as they'll face an opener in each of these 2 games.
Thank you, Alana. And Hunter Wood is the opener here tonight. It's the 14th time this season the Rays have used the opener just a couple of days after the 1-year anniversary of the birth of the opener. They were the first team to use it. Sergio Romo a year ago Sunday. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Matt Beatty will lead off, and he'll be the designated hitter. Max Muncy will bat in the 2 spot, and Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, Jock Peterson not in the lineup against the right-handed opener, with a left-hander expected to follow, and perhaps Jalen Beeks. But Alex Verdugo hitting in the 8th spot, which is something you probably wouldn't see with his numbers in a National League lineup, and Austin Barnes wraps it up and hits 9th. And there is Wood, making his 6th appearance. His only win came in extra innings in the recently completed series with the Yankees, Yankee Stadium on Saturday night.
Yeah, he's this is his 2nd time he's being used as an opener. He's done it 9 times in his career. And it's interesting numbers and splits because in the 1st inning as an opener, he's got an ERA around 1. If he goes in the 2nd inning, his ERA jumps to over 7.5. But this year, you saw those numbers. This year, he has not given up a run in the 7 1/3 innings.
Here we are under the big top of Tropicana Field, ready to go. And Wood's first pitch of the game is high ball 1, and we are underway. Closed captioning brought to you by Howard's Appliances. Howard's, your appliance specialists. Well, Matt Beatty getting a start. Both teams have the DH in the leadoff spot tonight. Austin Meadows for Tampa Bay. That's something you don't see a lot of.
Especially not in the National League, obviously, with no DH. But at the same time, even in the American League, you don't see that DH. Usually, the American League is building up their team so that DH can be a middle part lineup guy who hits the ball a long way.
And the 1-1. I think that's kind of the spirit of the DH, was to have a power hitter, a guy who is going to provide you offense. Not a leadoff hitter, not a number 9 hitter, but occasionally you'll see that in the American League. Very rarely will you see a guy lead off and be the DH. 2-1 is hit well to right center field. And on the track, right there in front of the 378 marker, is Avisail Garcia for the first out. Well, Garcia is in right field. We take a look at the rest of the Rays defense, brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Heredia and Pham in the outfield with Garcia. Ji-Man Choi is at first base. Lau at second, Adames at short, Robertson at third, and, well, I guess you could call him former Dodger Travis d'Arnaud, who was with the Dodgers for just a couple of days and was dealt to the Rays, and now he gets a chance to play every day. One out, Max Muncy. Healthy cut right there and a miss. Hunter Wood facing Muncy. Muncy a .264 hitter, but he's hit .314 over his last 20 games. 9 home runs, had a home run on Friday in Cincinnati. And he bunts down the third base side away from the ship. This will be an easy base hit for Max Muncy. He took a single.
Leading off the game, just get the offense rolling, trying to get a rally going, especially with the guys hitting behind you. You got guys like Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger. Guys seem to be in scoring position the moment they walk into that batter's box. So get some traffic on the base pass. They're playing the shift. Excellent bunt.
Well, one on for Justin Turner and one out. His next home run will be his 100th of his career. And a different looking shift here for the Rays for the right-handed hitting Turner. Lau way over on the other side of second base. And a strike called by home plate umpire Doug Eddings. Turner certainly benefited from the day off yesterday. He'd been battered and bruised, hit by pitches in 4 straight games, and then fouled one off his left shin in Cincinnati that caused him to miss a start. 2 strikes on him.
After they get those 2 strikes, that's when they have the guy kind of go back over to second base side. See the shift. Yeah, the second baseman over there near the on the shortstop side. They were really playing to pull early in the count. Now with 2 strikes, trying to cover that protective swing.
2-strike pitch fouled back.
That wasn't a protective swing. He was trying to hit that a long way.
He was.
And understandably so. That was a ball right down the middle, and he's going to be upset that he missed it.
Right down Main Street.
Yep.
Belt high, down the middle.
Wood missed his spot.
You ever stay awake at night?
Yes.
You miss a pitch like that?
Still, even to this day, there's pitches I think about. Missed.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Even today, you haven't
even
gotten
today,
over
there's some pitches like I remember a pitch that why didn't I swing at that one or fouled it off.
But you always ask the same question, though. How did I miss that? How did I not hit that 5 miles, right? 1-2 is the count. And a check swing roller foul. George Lombard picks it up. He's still 1-2 on Justin Turner. So when you go to a ballpark you don't play in very often, what does that do to you in terms of seeing the ball?
Well, here it's not too bad because it has a very good batter's eye.
1-2 low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The one thing that the Dodgers did today was they had early batting practice. So a lot of things you do is come early to really try to get your sights, try to see how the ball looks under the lights, under environment, especially in an indoor ballpark, how the field plays, take some ground balls, get some extra work. Outfielders taking fly balls, seeing it up, how the ball looks in the air.
3-2. How do you expect the ball to carry in here tonight?
It's always carried well here. This has always been a fair ballpark, I think, where as a hitter I liked it. I thought it carried well.
I'll tell you a little bit more about this ballpark as the night goes on. Dodgers don't get here very often. One on, one out, and the 3-2 pitch to Justin Turner. And that one is slammed into right center field. It's down for a hit. Stopping at second base will be Muncy. It gets past the outfielders. It rolls to the wall. Muncy will score, and Turner into third base. 1-0 Dodgers. And the Dodgers catch a break early, get on the board first.
Justin Turner, first of all, does a good job hitting that ball to right field. And you got Garcia. He just comes and just misses it.
I mean, that was a ball that was really easy for him to just handle. Muncy also wasn't going. He ended up stopping at second base. And you got both Garcia and Heredia missing that ball. I think Heredia was shocked that Garcia missed it, and it ends up going past both of them.
So a base hit for Turner and a two-base error for Avisail Garcia.
It's really interesting is Muncy just rounding it. I was surprised he didn't go on that ball hit right away, but it's also, if you don't get a good jump, you're on the base path and you don't get a good jump as far as thinking you can go and get third, you're not going to risk it when you have a guy like Cody Bellinger coming up to the plate. So he was just playing it safe, being smart, and then took advantage of the air.
Bellinger's knocked 3 out of the yard in his last 5 games. Still hitting over 400 at 405 entering the game tonight. Facing an infield drawn in, 1 out, runner at third. Time to take a look at the Land Rover Performance Spotlight. First in average, first in on-base percentage, first in slugging percentage, first in OPS. And first in Dodger fans' hearts. That's the 2-1 go. 3-1. And they're just going to walk him here. So Kevin Cash will put him on. And now the Dodgers with runners at the corners. Kevin Cash has done a really good job managing this roster over the last few years. He's been challenged. This is a financially challenged market because it's such a small market. But they've done a really good job in getting creative. They've done a really good job in managing players, and especially their pitchers, as in our first mound visit of the game. But his 5th season here, and he's just about 500 after he took over for Joe Madden when Madden went north to the Cubs.
No, you're right. He has done a really good job. And you hear players talk about how much they really just enjoy playing for him. And yes, he does things that are maybe different, unorthodox, something you're not used to seeing. I mean, we're seeing it play out today with an opener.
Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach, back to the first base dugout. Turner at third, Bellinger at first base, and 25-year-old right-hander Hunter Wood facing Kike Hernandez. Well, Kike takes a strike. The way that the Rays are playing Kike defensively, they're giving him the entire right side.
It's really interesting because it's not really, there's only 1 out. So if Kike even hits a ball up the middle, it's very difficult for a double play. And he's also set up for a bunt. If you really want to do that, push bunt, get that run in.
Behind in the count, 0-2. He has been striking out a bunch lately. 12 times in his last 7 games. Kike hitting just .219.
And this was a situation where you really just have to go up there with your 2-strike approach right when you step in the batter's box.
Shatters the barrel of the bat.
And when you know you've been striking out quite often and you come in this situation, first and third, less than 2 outs, that's where your mentality is. Okay, let me just shorten up. Let me just try to put the bat on the ball. Try to get something in the air, obviously, looking for a sacrifice fly. But also when I looked at that defense, that would even tell me even more. I just needed to control the bat and get the job done.
Throw to first, and stepping back is Bellinger. Cody's been known to run. 7 stolen bases. He has been caught 3 times. First and third, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch to Kike. And it goes down swinging. 2 men out. Hunter Wood with the strikeout here.
Well, he comes at you with just a fastball slider. He throws an occasional changeup. That was just a slider that just kept breaking away.
He used to have a big looping slow curveball. He's dropped that from his repertoire and pretty much stuck with the slider as his breaking ball pitch.
And for Kike, that last pitch, it's easy to say, why do you go after that? It was breaking away. But it's really the pitches before that set up that last pitch. He had two pitches to be able to handle and try to get the job done.
Corey Seager batting, 2 on, 2 out. Strike 1 call. Corey hit a .230, 4 home runs and 19 runs batted in. He had a home run Friday night against Cincinnati, proved to be the difference in the game. Turner still waiting at third, Bellinger at first. Seager out in front. All 4 of Seager's home runs have come against right-handed pitching. Wood ready. Big lead at third by Turner. And the 0-2 is up in the air to shallow right center field. Backpedaling is the shortstop. And Adames will make the grab. And the half inning's over. Dodgers get a run for Clayton Kershaw. He'll pitch here at Tropicana Field for the very first time next. It's set to face Clayton Kershaw for the first inning. Dodgers with a 1-0 lead. And a look at the lineup. Meadows, DH. Tommy Pham, former Cardinal, out in left field. G-Man Choi, former Angel, at first base. Avisail Garcia, former White Sox. Most of the guys are former somewhere. Of course, Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. Brandon Lau, and Daniel Robertson, Guillermo Heredia, and Willie Adames, pretty slick fielding shortstop, to face Kershaw, making his 7th start. Dodgers have won all 6 of his previous starts. They're 6-0 in games when Kershaw has been on the hill first. And he has not started against Tampa Bay since 2013, and that was at Dodger Stadium. And here tonight, gets set to throw his first pitch under this roof. And he fires in a strike to Austin Meadows.
Well, for the season, Kershaw has been averaging 1.6 home runs per 9 innings, although over his last 3 starts that has doubled and gone over to 2 per 9 innings. So really been susceptible to the long ball. And when you really look over the course of this season, 80% of the runs scored off Kershaw have come from the home run.
Kershaw's 1-1. Meadows in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes. And when it comes to interleague play in Clayton Kershaw, he's been absolutely dynamite. Absolutely.
He has. I mean, you talk about an ERA just over 2, opponent's batting average under 200.
And he is unbeaten in his last 14 interleague starts going back to August of 2015. 17-4 in interleague play. That's 2nd best in Major League history, behind only Justin Verlander, the Astros right-hander. 34-7 in interleague play, but Kershaw has the best ERA in interleague play. It's fouled back by Meadows. Meadows was a first-round draft choice of the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2013. And he was acquired in what appears now to be a very lopsided trade in favor of the Rays. Strike 3 called as Meadows goes down looking. So 1 out for Tampa Bay in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, Clayton Kershaw gets him just with the slider. He wanted that breaking off the plate a little bit more, hit the corner, got over the middle of the plate, and ended up freezing Meadows. We took a look at a Morongo slow-mo cam.
Tommy Pham, the left fielder, first ball swinging, grounds it toward the middle. Other side of second base, Kike Hernandez throws him out for the quick one. Pham wasn't waiting around. Now Kike checks his notes on where to be positioned for Ji-Man Choi. Some guys keep those defensive cards in their pockets. Some keep them in their caps. But they all check them after every batter.
And when they have a pitching change, they hand out new cards.
That's right. Usually we're at commercial break, so nobody sees it. But if you're out of game, keep an eye on it. They'll run a bat boy out there delivering the cards to the outfielders and infielders. Ji-Man Choi, first ball swinging, pops it up, foul ground. This will be a long run. Kershaw going after it, and it bounces off the track in play and then jumps into the far end of the dugout. But with the shift on,
Kershaw was the closest one to that ball. You're right. And he was going after it. Now you're going, wait, Kershaw, make sure you catch your breath now. Got to get over there and pitch, but you see it was a long way for Seager. Kershaw getting after it.
He's got 25 outs more to get. He's going to try to get what he can. The first two men out, Meadows and Pham, and now Ji-Man Choi with a strike on it. Check swing, and now he's got another strike on it. Take a look at the Dodger defense, brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Turner, Seager, Hernandez, Muncy around the infield with Barnes completing the battery. Chris Taylor starts in left field. Verdugo in center. And there's Cody Bellinger in right field. 0-2 pitch. Trying to get him to go after an elevated fastball there. Signed down by Barnes, and it took a little longer as far as Ji-Man Choi was concerned. He asked Doug Eddings for time. And the 1-2. It's 2-2. Dodgers and Rays play 2 here now, and then 2 at Dodger Stadium in September 17th and 18th. The count full at 3-2. Waiting on deck is Avisail Garcia, the right fielder. Payoff pitch to Choi. Pop foul and out of play. I think if you're Garcia and you're on deck, you make a two-base error and allow a run to score, you get the whole rest of the game to make amends. You're probably thinking that, right?
Yeah, and even you're thinking about that first time you come up as well. He's probably going to get on and try to make amends this inning.
And the payoff right there, called strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Kershaw, both looking. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays in the bottom of the first inning. All the Rays out in the outfield. Becomes a big attraction on game day. They're neat to see out in their natural habitat just outside in Tampa Bay. Chris Taylor, check swing foul ball. 1-0 Dodgers, top of the second inning. Taylor hitting .209, getting the start here today against a right-hander. You're asking yourself why. Why is the lineup constructed this way? Dave Roberts really saving Jock Peterson for later in the game, knowing that there's probably a left-hander coming up next after Wood. So if Wood only goes through a certain part of the order and doesn't even go through the order one time, they expect Jalen Beeks, a left-hander, to follow him and pitch the bulk of the innings. And once he's through, then we'll probably see Jock Peterson in the game and see where Taylor goes. And Beeks is now up in the Rays pen throwing, we understand. There's a strike called, and Taylor goes down looking. Beeks will be the next pitcher, as he's already loosening up here in the second inning.
Right, he has Jock off the bench for whatever kind of the way the game kind of plays out, and certain guys come up. But you also look at this, it's really at the top where he put the DH there with Beatty there, 2 lefties. Outside of that, lefty, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, all the way through.
It's Verdugo hitting the 8th spot. It's a walking lineup, right? Left, right, left, right.
Wait, you're right, exactly. But it also puts a challenge on whatever they bring in out of the bullpen. And you can also have a guy in 320 batting 8th.
A diving stop by Lau. He's to his feet and he throws out Verdugo. Play by Brandon Lau.
Well, Lau does an excellent job. Good jump on that first step, but ranging to his left. Not only sacrificing the body, diving for it, but also keeping his eye on that ball as he's diving with it. Not easy from it goes to the dirt, to the turf. 2 different hops. He stays with it.
Austin Barnes, the batter. 2 outs, bases empty. Let's pitch in there for a strike. We were down in the field watching the Rays take their version of infield practice today, watching the bounces. This is a brand new turf. They replaced this turf in 2017 and then replaced it again this year. Getting a brand new one in it. More of an aesthetic thing. But the blades, those synthetic blades, are actually shorter on this turf than in years past.
Yeah, I was kind of watching how it would bounce. That was one of the things for me coming in here was just the turf didn't really bother me. It was just the turf to the dirt. It was the transition from that took some getting used to.
Woods 1-2, cut on and missed. And the Dodgers go down in order, striking out twice. Getting a half done, 1-0 LA. Is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com for details. And by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's $4.99 spicy chicken strips combo only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Price and participation may vary. Look at the Intercoastal Waterway, and out beyond that, Tampa Bay leading all the way out to the Gulf of Mexico. 1-0 Dodgers. Kershaw facing Avisail Garcia, the right fielder. It'll be Garcia, then d'Arnaud, then Lau. He's been hitting the ball pretty well this year. 7 home runs, 3 of them in the last 8 games. Former member of the Chicago White Sox, Avisail Garcia, and pitch low, 2-0. Garcia committed the error in the top of the first inning in right field on what looked like a routine bounce. Ended up skipping past him. Rolled past the center fielder Heredia, went all the way to the wall, allowing Muncy to score. Kershaw gets way behind him now, 3-0.
Behind him 3-0. There's a middle of your lineup guy, 4-hitter. He has a green light. He gets a pitch he likes. He's going to let it go.
A 4-pitch walk. Tying runs aboard in the Rays' half of the second inning. Kershaw with 1 on, nobody out, will face Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher. D'Arnaud's been with the Blue Jays and Mets and spent just a tiny bit of time with the Dodgers.
He knows all the Dodgers tendencies, all the pitchers, how they throw. He knows all the signs. He knows everything.
I don't think he was there long enough.
Oh, yeah, maybe not.
He was only there a couple of days. Pitch inside, he gets knocked down. Kershaw says, well, whatever you know, forget it.
Just kind of yanked that fastball to the glove side.
5 straight balls delivered by Kershaw. One-zero pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. D'Arnaud's brother Chase has been in the major leagues for a while and has been in AAA. And Pepperdine grad. So Kershaw works his way ahead, 1-2. In one of the brief appearances that d'Arnaud had, Alana reported that Bob Guerin, the bench coach for the Dodgers, officiated Travis d'Arnaud's wedding. Throw to first and getting back Garcia.
Travis was so excited to put on that Dodger uniform growing up in Southern California. Family's growing up Dodger fan. His parents, we had his dad was on one of the pregame shows talking to him how excited he was to see him putting on that uniform.
And the business of baseball got in the way. He ended up coming here. They had a need for a catcher. Two balls and two strikes now to d'Arnaud. They also picked up another catcher recently, Eric Kratz from the Giants. But the catchers collectively hitting just .211, not driving in many runs. So trying to switch things up. Pitch fouled back. They had made an offseason acquisition of Mike Zunino, who was with the Mariners. And Zunino is a Florida native. He's from Cape Coral, just down south here on the Gulf Coast. So he was thrilled to be here, but Kevin Cash and crew needed more depth at catcher. So in the last week and a half, they've picked up two new ones. 2-2 pitch. Bang foul. d'Arnaud trying to get the offense going. You saw those offensive numbers for the catchers, and unless d'Arnaud gets really hot, they're not going to be moving the needle at all. Kershaw's 2-2 delivery. And he strikes him out looking. Third punch out for Clayton Kershaw so far.
Good fastball by Clayton Kershaw down in the zone, and I think Austin Barnes also helped with this a little bit. You see him kind of frame that pitch with catching it just to get that call.
Catcher's going to steal your pitcher a strike every now and then. Brandon Lau. He's done much better on the road than he has at home in terms of batting average. On the road, a .356 hitter. At home, just .227. In fact, the Rays as a team at home, only 2 games over 500 at 12-10, but they're 10 games over overall at 27 and 17. They just came off a key series with the Yankees. They played them twice in a very short period of time. They lost 4 of 6 to the Yankees. Kershaw gets ahead now, 0-2. When you think of the Tampa Bay market, this is Yankee territory, believe it or not. They've trained in this area for a long time. Their southern headquarters just up the road across the Franklin Causeway, right across the street from where the Buccaneers play at Raymond James Stadium. Kershaw's 0-2, will wait, throw to first. It's falling back to the bag is Garcia.
Yeah, every time the Yankees come into town, it does seem like it's a home game for the Yankees because they do draw a big crowd. A lot of Yankee fans. I remember playing for the Red Sox. We would draw well here as well.
A swing and a miss, and Lau goes down on strike. Strikeout number 4 for Kershaw.
Well, Play Ball is MLB's initiative to inspire all forms of baseball and softball participation, making play opportunities available and fun for everyone. To find a youth organization near you, go to playball.org/playballnearyou.
Third baseman Daniel Robertson, 193 hitter. Upland, California native, just 2 home runs. Facing Kershaw with 1 on and 2 out. 1 ball and no strikes. Just saw a picture of the ceiling here. How difficult was it to pull baseballs out of the ceiling when they're up there? They're roughly the same color.
Yeah, it definitely was a challenge. It was definitely something you had to get used to. It was definitely something you were telling yourself to really not take your eye off the ball when the ball goes up in the air. You're helping each other out an awful lot between the outfielders and the infielders.
There's a lot of stuff up there. They're catwalks. They're called rings here. That one you're looking at is the A ring, the inner catwalk. There's 4 of them, A through D. And there are ground rules based if a fly ball will hit those. And they have on occasion. 2 balls and a strike to Daniel Robertson. That's just one of the unique features. I mean, you will see a home run hit the D ring, the outer ring occasionally. Ground rule double if it hits the C ring.
During batting practice, the D ring, sometimes we would have a round that said, okay, who can hit it over the catwalk during batting practice.
1-2. Oh, good looking pitch. He caught him watching the breaking ball. Strikes out 3 in the inning after walking Garcia to lead it off. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings for Dodger left-hander Clayton Kershaw. Two innings, and left-hander Beeks, as the Dodgers expected, used as the second hurler for Kevin Cash, making his 12th appearance. He's 3-0. He's a tough lefty. Traded over here last year from the Boston organization. And he will start things off by facing the top of the order. It'll be Matt Beatty again, the designated hitter. Or David Freese, I beg your pardon, another right-handed hitter. Freese is the guy. The first pitch pops out of the glove of the catcher d'Arnaud. So this might be falling right into the Dodgers script today. They had talked about having Freese face Beeks. And then eventually going to Jock Peterson in this spot, maybe. Let's go downstairs, check in with Alana.
Guys, and David Freese knew he was going to come in exactly this moment. Earlier before the game, I asked him if he could give an interview, and he kind of shook his head no. I said, wait a minute, you're not even playing, because typically he doesn't do pregame interviews when he's in the starting lineup. He's like, I'll be in the third. He knew exactly when he was coming in.
Always works out like that, right? Just like you expect. This predictable game of baseball.
Well, that's also a sign of how much communication goes on that Dave Roberts has with his players. He lets them know. Like, I mean, not. I know it's easy to say, oh, you should be ready at all times.
And Freese lifts the one to left field. That's going to bounce off the turf and get in there for a base hit. He's going to round first, chugging for second. He'll be in standing with a leadoff double.
It was interesting. It looked like Pham and Freese were both kind of filling each other out, whether Freese was going to go or whether Pham was going to have a play. Freese continued on, gets this ball on the inner half, fights it off. It's a base hit to left, but even the way Pham went over that, it wasn't like he was really in any hurry to get to it and get it in. And Freese kind of looked at that too and took advantage of it. See that? It's not like he was also going, oh, I'm sprinting in. But once he rounded, noticed that, and was able to take advantage and get in a scoring position.
And Pham was playing him more toward left center, so he had a long way to go to get there. Now they shift 3 to the right for Muncy. On to peel down to third, no strike. But d'Arnaud has had a few baseballs pop out of his glove already. Muncy with a bunt base hit. This time won't be as easy. Robertson with a runner at second base has to play near third, so Max will be swinging away. The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes to Muncy. Muncy facing Jalen Beeks. And like the starter today, Hunter Wood, an Arkansas native, Beeks from Prairie Grove. And a strike call. The return that Boston got for Beeks was in AAA, but the return was huge. They got Nathan Eovaldi, who turned out to be terrific for Boston in the second half, and Dodger fans got a load of him in Game 3 of the World Series. All three. 3-1.
Muncy doing a good job laying off those pitches. Also, what might be helping is he's probably looking for a ball on the inner half. Yeah, he wants to go away because there's a man on second. Doesn't want him to pull the ball, but he might be looking for something to pull. At least get him over to third.
Stretching the 3-1. Once poke fouling out of play. No full count.
Muncy upset with himself. I think more upset with himself going after that pitch as compared to just fouling that off. And a lot of times that happens because you are in a hitter's count. And you're going, okay, 3-1. Yes, I'm ready to let it fly here. He doesn't want to walk me. That's what you're thinking. And you go after a pitch that you may be taking early in the count.
Payoff pitch. And he does his job, pulling it to the right side. Allowing the outfield grass will throw him out, but he advances Freeze from second to third base. So the Dodgers with a runner at third and less than 2 outs now. Good chance to get Freeze in. And Justin Turner, just the guy to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Max may be a little bit frustrated. He might be thinking about that 3-1 pitch, but at the same time, and you're going, listen, I'm not just sacrificing. He's thinking about trying to get a hit, but at the very least getting the job done, and that's why he's getting high fives all around, as he should be.
Well, the infield is in. A lot of room to sneak one through for Turner. And he bounces one foul, first base side. The Dodgers as a team with 76 home runs through 48 games. The most they've ever hit through 50 games in franchise history, 80. And that was in 2000. And 2 games here, 4 home runs. They've got a chance to maybe equal or pass that record if they can hit the ball over the fence a few times. Turner in the air to center field. This will get the run in. Underneath it, Heredia. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third and heading to the plate is Freeze. He slides and he's safe, and it's a sacrifice fly in an RBI for Justin Turner, and the Dodgers with a 2-0 lead.
That's a beautiful thing. It really is. I mean, that's leadoff double. Max Muncy doing his job. High fives all around. And then you get the job done with the sacrifice fly.
It's like you draw it up.
That's Muncy's RBI right there. It's one of those that you know that. You're like, hey, that was yours. Good job. Way to go. Way to help me out. Well, that's just a team RBI.
And Cody Bellinger looks at the first pitch, breaking ball in the corner for a strike. And that's something that doesn't show up in the stats ever in terms of what Muncy did. Getting the guy over from second to third. So important to continue to move runners and come up with a productive out. Inside, 1-1. What can you say about this guy in the start that he has had through the season's first 2 months? It's been incredible to watch. And he lifts one into center field for a base hit.
Like that?
Just like that. He's 1 for 1. Was intentionally walked into the first inning. So another hit. That's his 67th hit of the year.
His staying on the ball. His bat path through the zone. It's staying in the zone for so long. And he's nice. It's through. Takes it right back up the middle.
Kike wave and a miss. Strike 1.
In the last couple of years, we would see more of a loop of his swing. I mean, his barrel would start up more upright, and then it would come and create a bigger loopy C, I like to call it, if you followed the barrel. But now it seems like that C that's created, it seems like the bottom of it is flatter through the zone and longer through the zone. So just a higher probability of making contact on a consistent basis, and he is doing that.
Short to it, long through it.
I like that.
And Kike hits the ball well to center field. Back after it, Heredia, and right in front of the track makes the catch. Dodgers get a run, 2 hits, leave a man. 2.5 done, 2-0 Dodgers.
athlete, then nominate them to be named a Spectrum Sports Championship Drive Scholar Athlete, presented by Shakey's Pizza. Nominees may receive a $2,500 college scholarship or a lifetime of Mojo potatoes. Go to SpectrumChamp.com for details.
All right.
You get to choose.
That's good stuff.
Kidding on the Mojos.
Okay. Here's Guillermo Heredia as the Rays come to the plate in the bottom of the third inning, trailing Clayton Kershaw 2-0. Kershaw off to a great start. 5 strikeouts. He struck out 3 in the second, 2 in the first. Facing Heredia, who is out of Cuba. Yeah, swing and a miss. He was with Mike Zunino in that deal with Seattle. Malik Smith going the other way from Tampa Bay, along with Jake Fraley, an outfielder. Just a little outside. As the Rays continue to add pieces, subtract pieces. Again, it's roster construction and management.
So Austin Barnes trying to steal another one there.
There's a bouncer to short, and Seager, quick release, gets him. 6-3 the putout. Now, Seager's out of position. You played here in this ballpark. What are the challenges on this artificial surface? And again, it's not just the surface, it's the clay indoors that can be challenging.
Yeah. For me, the challenge I had defensively was coming off the turf, and once it hit the dirt, it was more for me the second bounce. It wasn't that first bounce. That was kind of true, but the second one always really took a different bounce when it hit the dirt.
Willie Adames.
And I know, and I used to talk to a lot of the grounds crews everywhere I went, but here particularly, the ground used to look more orange than it does now. So they've obviously changed the dirt, and they were always trying to figure that out. And one of the groundskeepers here told me that the challenge is, they go, listen, dirt is obviously a natural substance that's outside, so it needs the environment to stay together, whatever it may be, clump, whatever you're trying to do, pack it together. Well, they don't have that, the sun, so it definitely affects it, and it was their challenge to try to create the consistency of the dirt throughout. So I know they focus on it tirelessly and work so hard on doing that here.
You see the warning track that is the artificial surface. It's just a different color.
And I always prefer that they would have done that here. Just, okay, you can change the color of it, make it look like a diamond, but they also wanted to keep that when they came into the league. They wanted their field to be unique to them, and this was really the only one that had turf and dirt infield.
2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Adames, and Kershaw's fan 6. He's got it going early against this Rays club.
It was really against Avisail Garcia where we saw that, okay, the command might have left them and went at bat, but he seemed to get it right back against Travis d'Arnaud. And we saw it against Lau, Robertson. And he's been really doing a good job keeping that ball down in the zone.
2 outs, space is empty. Back to Austin Meadows. He swings the first pitch, pops it up, and Barnes having a problem finding it at first. It goes up into the seats.
You see Justin Turner. I don't even know Barnes saw it at all. You see Barnes looking up again, and Justin Turner just kind of laughing and chatting with them. But yes, you were asking me earlier, are there any challenges with that roof, with that ceiling? Absolutely. A lot of communication is needed.
It's a challenge. Dave Roberts was saying earlier, I know you and I talked about it too, the only one that was even more challenging was the Metrodome in Minneapolis.
Yes. Oh boy. And it's just a reminder, not that you don't anyway, or you're not supposed to, but it's a reminder even on the offensive side, if you hit a ball up in the air, pop up, you're running out, sprint, because don't assume anything.
0-2 to Meadows is lined into right field. That's one hop for Bellinger, and a high hop at that. Well, the first hit off of Clayton Kershaw comes in the 4th inning off the bat of Austin Meadows. 3rd inning, beg your pardon, off of Austin Meadows.
Now, I know the opener gets you all messed up with the innings and stuff.
It does.
It does. This one was just a breaking ball that they wanted down and away, and it just stayed up just a little bit too much in the zone, and Meadows does a good job putting the barrel to that ball. See Kershaw frustrated with himself.
He was ahead. He thought he had him. 2 strikes on him. Meadows was the fish that get away. Tommy Pham takes ball 1. They mentioned Meadows coming over from the Pittsburgh Pirates in what appears to be a lopsided trade in favor of the Rays. Meadows came here. Tyler Glasnow, who's currently on the IL, but is putting up early season Cy Young numbers for the Rays. And they've got a minor league pitcher by the name of Shane Baz that came over in the deal for Chris Archer. Pitch fouled back. Now Archer, right now would be considered a very good right-handed starter. But he's not at the front of the Pirates rotation. But they gave up a 1st rounder in Meadows and another 1st rounder in Glasnow. And all Meadows has done is hit 9 home runs, hitting better than .330. Line shot right at Corey Seager, and Pham is retired. So 1 hit in the inning, and it's harmless. And we will go to the 4th with the Dodgers holding on to a 2-0 lead.
Urias back with the Dodgers today after being reinstated from 7-day administrative leave after a alleged domestic violence incident. President of Baseball Operations Andrew Friedman weighing in on his return.
It's something that MLB took control of. They run an extremely thorough process. And after going through it, they made the decision to reinstate. It's tough for us to elaborate much right now. But one thing we do know is that it is not standard for them to reinstate after just the 7 days. So that says something to us.
And Julio Urias commenting that he's certainly happy to be back, and he has cooperated fully with Major League Baseball and the investigation. Gentlemen.
All right. Thank you very much, Ilana. And Julio is expected to throw a bullpen either today or tomorrow, and threw one a couple of days ago to stay ready in case he was reinstated. But he is on the active roster and available. Corey Seager with a leadoff base hit. Now Chris Taylor coming up, struck out looking in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, if you get that leadoff base hit, the Dodgers did a good job last inning with a leadoff double. This is one where Taylor got that big pull to the left side. We talk about that. You really see that, especially a lefty on the hill. This isn't a bad time if you are practicing it. A push bunt is great here. Got that wide open right side. Even the first baseman going over there. Got the lefty falling off.
Tons of room to put one past the mound.
Yeah.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Taylor. You're going to get a good roll too on this turf. And get a little speed, and that's been the report on this new surface, is that it plays fast.
Out here earlier watching the Rays take ground balls and them going through their routine, and they had one at home plate, a coach at home plate kind of taking like soft toss and hitting it to the middle infielders, and it looked fast. And watching the Dodgers as well take their batting practice in infield.
And on appeal, a strike. So first base umpire Bill Miller, the crew chief, rings up a strike on a check swing. Taylor thought he might have checked it. We'll see here. Looks like he came across the front edge of home plate.
Yep.
So Taylor strikes out, 1 gone. Taylor 0 for 2 tonight. Alex Verdugo 0 for 1, bounced out to second in the 2nd. That's something you want to do at a different ballpark every time, regardless of the surface, because You want to take as many ground balls as you can, see how the grass plays, see if there's anything unique about it, right?
Especially for the first time, or a ballpark that you're really not used to.
Pitch is down and in.
Like I said, there was early batting practice today for the Dodgers, and there were a lot of guys out here for that early batting practice.
Alana?
Guys, there were 5 guys in the starting lineup that had played at Tropicana Field prior to coming into this game. One of those guys is not Matt Beatty, who hasn't played in many as far as that is concerned, just getting about his 3rd game at the big league level. I said, how are you going to prepare as far as positioning yourself? Although Matt Beatty, the DH today, but you never knew exactly what was going to happen in the game. And he said, you know what? I just go out there and prepare. I can't think about it. He goes, if I start to think about all of the different variables, I'm bound to mess myself up. And Max Muncy, who had played here before with the Oakland Athletics, also said, you know what? You just have to basically go out there and take a lot more ground balls than you normally would.
2-1 slap fouling out of play. Yeah, it's not like the old fields where you had just the sliding boxes and there was turf all over the place. In fact, Toronto had that up until 2017 when they went to a similar infield like this one, but they used to just have the sliding boxes around the bases. Arizona has gone to the turf. The new Texas Rangers ballpark that's being constructed now is going to this type of turf. And a ground ball toward the middle. Past a diving Lau. He got a piece of it. Slowed it down, but that'll be a base hit for Verdugo.
It looked like Corey Seager, when he rounded second, was a little frustrated with himself. He does a good job seeing it and seeing that Lau had a chance at it, as we see this great effort by Lau, but I think he sees that he knocked it down and stopped, and then was probably going, oh, maybe it went away from enough where he can possibly have gone to third. If he had just continued on, I think he would have been able to make it, but easier to say at that moment. Your instinct tells you stop because he gets a glove on it, but he's still in scoring position.
Austin Barnes up with 2 on. And that goes to the backstop, and Seager gets to third anyway. And down to second goes Verdugo. That was a wild pitch.
That's a tough play for any catcher to try to get in front and knock down.
So Beeks spikes it.
Infield in. Just interesting. Even with the infield in, they play that shift on one side and really leave that, see that open right by second base. Right now, you don't think about that. You're looking ball you can handle. Try to get that ball in the air and drive.
And that one's right up the middle and a base hit. Seager will score. Verdugo will be held on a bullet up the middle. Taking the second base bag is Barnes on the throw. And it's 3-0.
Austin Barnes did 2 great things in this at bat. One, the hit, but right back up the middle. Great swing, taking that ball right back where it came from. And 2, when he takes the extra base here. Good swing, driving it, doesn't hesitate, recognizes the ball where it's thrown, it's up, and does not stop. Doesn't assume anything. Head up, watching the play the whole time. Great job by Austin Barnes.
Barnes with a base hit, his 12th RBI of the season, and Kyle Snyder comes out to talk to Jalen Beeks.
The El Pollo Loco Street Corn Tostada is here. Soul-satisfying flavor with a hit of chili and lime. El Pollo Loco, feed the flame.
A 3-0 ball game now as the Dodgers add on, and they've got 2 men in scoring position. And the order turns back over. David Freese had his first plate appearance in the 3rd inning, doubled and scored. And Freese did not start. Matt Beatty started at the DH spot to face Hunter Wood. And then once the left-hander came in, Beeks, Dave Roberts went to Freese. And the infield still in. Strike 1 to Freese. Is Freese taking the same approach as Barnes here to stay up the middle?
Yes. staying up the middle and you're looking for, you're kind of cutting the plate in half. Well, I say that you cut the plate in half, you look for a ball up in the air, so you try to get the ball in the air. But Freese also knows this. It depends. You got to know yourself. If you can handle that ball down, that helps you get the ball in the air, but you're just looking for your pitch that you know you can get out there. It's up the middle and in the air.
Robert Van Scoyoc, the hitting coach, has helped the Dodgers get a lot of balls in the air and over the fence. One ball, two strikes to Freese.
Beeks made a good pitch there.
Beeks out of the University of Arkansas. In fact, growing up, he grew up just 20 minutes from Hunter Wood, who started the game. They knew each other as young players prior to coming to the Rays. And did he hold it? He did not, says Bill Miller. Freese thought he might have. And he gives Miller a little bit extra stare.
Definitely close. Definitely close. He thought he held that back enough. Freese had a little different reaction than Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor, I think, knew he went.
Yeah, Chris just turned and went back to the dugout. David had somewhat of a silent protest. Max Muncy 1 for 2. Muncy with a bunt base hit in the first inning. The Rays shifted away from him, gave him the entire third base side. He took advantage of it. Just put the ball on the carpet and let it roll. And he walked into first safely. Beeks delivering 1-0. 2 balls, no strike.
And that bunt ended up leading to a run. And obviously there was an error out in right field, but putting pressure on the defense, getting on base. And then he had another good at bat. His next at bat, his second at bat, where he ended up moving Freese over after a leadoff double.
The 2-0 coming to Muncy. 2 balls and a strike. So Beeks following up the opener. One thing that you won't see, perhaps this entire season, because you haven't seen it for the last 2 seasons here in Tampa Bay, is a complete game. They haven't had one here in a while. Matt Andriese was the last pitcher to throw a complete game in 2016 on the 14th of May against the Oakland Athletics. It was a 2-hit shutout. The Rays won that game 6-0. But they went the entire 2017, 2018, and what's been played so far here in 19 without a complete game from anybody on their staff. This will fill up the count at 3-2. But the Rays have used the opener 14 times this year, so there's 14 opportunities right there. You know you're not going to get one. Two out, 2 on. Barnes over there at second base. And this ball popped up to center. Guillermo Heredia records the out. Dodgers get a run. 3 hits. They leave 2. 2-0 goes to 3-0 after 3.5 innings.
For every game the Rays win.
Clayton Kershaw, first time pitching in this ballpark. 6 strikeouts through 3 innings, has allowed just 1 hit. That was to the designated hitter Austin Meadows. Ji-Man Choi will lead off for Tampa Bay in the Rays' 4th. Clayton starts him off with a strike. Along with Nomar Garciaparra, I'm Tim Never. Lana Rizzo with us. First of 2 games from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Choi fouls it off. And talk about Tropicana Field. It's a hot button story in Major League Baseball, certainly in these parts. Will this team be able to be sustainable in this market? They had an idea and plans for a ballpark across the causeways and near downtown Tampa. It fell through. And attendance in this area has just not been very good. They only average a little bit more than the Marlins do, and the Marlins are last. 1-2 pitch. And it's fouled off. But you see nobody in the upper deck. That's by design. They actually closed the upper deck this year and shrunk the overall capacity for baseball to just a little over 25,000. But the Rays were not the first tenant here. The first team to play their games here, the Tampa Bay Lightning. There's a ground ball to short. Seager behind it. And there is one gone for Tampa Bay. Yeah, the Lightning used to play hockey here before their stadium, or their arena rather, was built downtown. Amalie Arena on the other side of the causeways here. We're on the St. Pete side south, but where you're looking right now used to be curtained off, and they had a big carnival area set up for kids and families behind that curtain, and then they had it set up for hockey, where they got about 22,000 in here for hockey.
Sure, it was loud. It probably echo in here, loud.
Swinging bunt that's going to roll and roll and roll and roll and stop fair.
When I saw that ball going down there, I'm like, that's going to stay. The reason I said that was earlier during batting practice, and I think the Dodgers knew this was going to stay too. They were rolling the ball down the line. That's what they do. They go out there, going to a new stadium. You're rolling the ball down the line. You want to see if those balls are going to have a tendency to roll foul or if they're going to come back into fair territory. See how the lines are kind of crafted, so to speak, or how they make them. Some have them where they roll foul. Some have them where they roll fair. Depends on the speed and if you're a team that bunts a lot. Although not many teams do that period anymore.
Darno in the air to right field, going back Bellinger, and he backpedals right in front of the wall to make the catch. Cody Bellinger on top of it. He took a peek behind him to see where the wall is, and you know you have to do that here because the warning track is the same material as the grass, so you don't feel the dirt under your feet as you do in every other ballpark. So it really is like there is no warning track. It's just different in color.
Right. Yeah. It's more of just you're using your peripheral vision compared to feeling when you're going back on that warning track. But he does an excellent job staying on that ball and making the catch.
Wow, takes the ball a little low. You see the difference. I mean, that's the same carpet, just different color. There's a rip to the right side, and there's Hernandez. Plays the solid bounce. One hit, one left. We'll head to the fifth. Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers up 3-0. Cherokee test drive day during the Jeep Spring Sales event. And a gorgeous look at the sunset on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Right near the water, not too far from it. Well, they're in the water, the Rays, but not too far from Tampa Bay. We are here in Tropicana Field. Dodgers up 3-0 as we start the fifth. And Justin Turner shoots one to the right field corner. Rounding first and heading for second is Turner. Throw comes in and he beats it with a head first slide. Double number 6 for Justin Turner. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
Last 3 innings, the Dodgers have been able to get the leadoff runner on base against Beeks both times. The last 2 times they've been able to come around and score. Great job with the leadoff double, staying inside that ball, hitting it down the right field line, and good hustle by Justin Turner.
Dodgers will try to capitalize on the leadoff double. They did so in the 3rd inning when Freese had a leadoff double. He would come around to score on a sacrifice fly by Turner. Now Bellinger 1 for 1. Intentionally walked his first time up. Jalen Beeks on the hill, the second pitcher used tonight for Kevin Cash. Starts him off with a strike. Now they've kind of changed the nomenclature a little bit. They refer to the guy who comes in Beeks' situation and pitches a number of innings. They call him a bulk innings guy here. That's a phrase coined by the Rays in recent months.
I'm sorry, I chuckle at that. So he's a long relief guy.
I would say yes.
So the definition is a long relief guy. Got it. Okay.
I would say yes.
Okay. That's why they have a thesaurus.
But, you know, as time goes on, names of certain things in the game change.
Yeah.
They get adjusted. And
an uppercut now is launch angle.
it is.
Yeah.
Hey, the pitch, and this one is launched into center field, but right at Heredia. Bellinger now 1 for 2.
Well, Dodger fans, you can celebrate LGBT night at Dodger Stadium, presented by Blue Shield of California on May 31st. Purchase a special ticket pack that includes a ticket to the game and an exclusive Dodger LGBT themed double bag, and be there early to join the official LA Pride kickoff party. This isn't a full stadium giveaway and only available at Dodgers.com/LA Pride.
Kike Hernandez is 0 for 2. Flat out deep to center. His last at bat, and now this ball hit toward the middle. It'll get Turner over, but Lau behind the bag flips on to G-Man Choi for the out. 2 outs and a runner at third base. Corey Seager up. Seager 1 for 2. You got to look at that uniform of Justin Turner in just a second. I mean, there's a guy who has played in a baseball game. Look at that. Does he look like a ball player or what?
That's the way it's supposed to look, right? Head first slide. Get over to third base. 90 feet away, and we've already seen Beeks have 1 wild pitch in this game. You also have the pine tar in the back.
Yeah. Never know when you're going to need an extra bit of pine tar, so you keep it on your back.
I've had fans tweet at me going, why does he have it on his back? Well, it's from the backswing, the follow through, pine tar in his back.
You don't see it a lot from other players, but you do see it. But with him, you see it every day. 0-2 pitch to Seager. That's high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Almost a flinch there by Doug Eddings, the home plate umpire, but Seager will take it, and the count is even 2-2.
Almost a flinch by the home plate umpire and a hop by Beeks. He wanted that one. It's a good pitch.
Doug Eddings, a veteran umpire. It's one of the good ones here. 2-2. Foul back. Seager stays alive. Ball club enjoyed a day off here on the west coast of Florida yesterday. A number of guys took advantage of the outdoor activities here, and some rested, some prepared for the games, and others just took it easy. It is nice occasionally to get a day off on the road. It's a long season. Rays are hoping for one of those. This is the start of 34 games in 34 days for them. They will have 1 off day and a doubleheader, but they'll play 34 games over the next 34 days. And a strike called on the outside corner, and Seager goes down looking, and that spoils the leadoff double for Justin Turner.
3-0 lead as we make our way. Bottom of the 5th inning, and this 2-game series is the first interleague series of 2019 for Los Angeles, and they fared pretty well over the last couple of seasons in interleague play. You can see what they did last year, also 2017, a 16-4 record. They're tied for 2nd best in all of Major League Baseball, guys, when it comes to interleague action.
And tied with the Astros, also 28-12. Thanks a lot. And The next National League team would be the team that the Dodgers face next, the Pirates, who were 32-17 since 2017 in interleague play. Turner up with it, and he throws out Robinson. A tough play around the bag for Muncy, but they record the out, and there's one gone for the Rays in the home half of the 5th inning. You know, interleague play, you don't hear the conversation you used to hear about it. People would say, they either loved it or they didn't like it. But it's part of the baseball world now, and has been for quite some time. And I think the players enjoy it. They get to go to different cities that they don't normally get to go to and play against players and test themselves against guys they don't normally get to see.
Well, now you have no choice because you have balanced teams in both the National League and American League. So you have to have interleague series. But
the 0-1-2 Heredia is up high.
For me, early on, I thought it was great. And I was there when it first started. And then after for me, it kind of wore off because you have an unbalanced schedule. And there are times where you can now use your schedule as a reason why you possibly didn't make the postseason. And that was the only thing for me that I didn't like about it. But it's also good for baseball.
Well, the one thing that I always noticed when the league, Major League Baseball would put out the statistics every day. 1-2 pitch now. And it's fouled off. They would separate your statistics based on playing against National League and American League teams. So if you were traded, say, from the National League team to an American League team, your stats started over again. You started with a 0 batting average, 0 at bats. Where if you traded National League to National League, your average stayed the same. And I was told that the reason that was is for awards at the end of the season. So you can't just come in but you wouldn't have enough at bats to qualify or whatever. But you're still playing American League teams. So why wouldn't your numbers stay the same?
Or carry those numbers just against those teams?
Yeah. Ground ball to the right side. This will be a long run for Kike. Can't flag it down, and it's into right field. That'll be a base hit for Heredia. Third hit off of Clayton Kershaw tonight.
Broken bat off the end of the bat. It's also had some weird spin on it as well. It seemed like it just kept spinning, getting away from Kike. We've seen Kike make some amazing plays throughout this season. Then him trying for another one, just couldn't come up with it. Great effort.
Ready at first base, and Willie Adames, young shortstop, made his big league debut last season for Tampa Bay. They were excited for that too. They had watched his progress through the minor leagues, and they got in a situation with injuries. They needed a shortstop, and so they finally said, all right, we'll bring him up. They were trying to hold him back for control, perhaps control reasons, but came up and did a nice job defensively and got some occasional pop in that bat. It's now an 0-2 count. StatCast AI powered by AWS. See where the balls off the bat of Adames go and where the Dodgers are playing him in the higher percentage areas. Hernandez right there up the middle 30% of the time. That's the direction the ball will go off the bat of Willie Adames. 1-2.
I wonder what percentage they end up going off to determine certain things. That ball barely falls out of the zone. It was pretty close to being a strike there.
He got him. 7 strikeouts for Kershaw. 2 men out for the Rays, and back to the top of the order in Austin Meadows.
We have another look at this slider on the inner half. Went with a curveball the pitch before, just misses the bottom part of the zone, then comes back with that slider in on the hands. The reason I was asking about, wonder what they determined. You had one down the third base line at 22%. Then it was 18% around second base. Like what that cutoff is compared to just moving that third baseman and over more hovering the middle.
It's my understanding they take the last 100 batted balls and they figure out the percentages based on that. So.
But yeah, so once you have the percentage, so now I'm going I guess it's up to the team to go, okay, what's going to be our threshold to say where we're going to go, what we're going to cover? Because if I have 20% one way and 20% there, but you know, if they were both 18%, for example, at second base and at third base, but I'm covering up the middle where it's more like 25 and 23, wouldn't I just move my third baseman over toward the middle then more and kind of cover up the middle? Now I also have guys in better position for a double play.
That's just a lot of math.
Well, isn't that what it's become? That's what we're showing. So I'm just wondering, and I'm sure every team must have a different threshold to determine when they're going to move guys over in what position. But
you know, you just had every mom and dad who was scratching their head at their child's 6th grade math homework.
Yeah, I carried the
following
one.
along with you.
I carried the one.
0-1 pitch to Meadows. There's a strike. Meadows had the base hit in the 3rd inning, the first hit off of Kershaw. Struck out looking in the 1st. Meadows, a pretty good outfielder. Pirates are willing to part with him because they said that he couldn't play in their outfield. But with the numbers he's put up offensively, you could probably find a place to stand him up anywhere. It's not like he's a defensive liability. 3-0 Dodger lead. Rays batting in the 5th. 1 on and 2 out. And one right toward the middle. Right there is Justin Turner playing in the shift. And he throws him out. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We go to the 6th inning. Under the roof. 3-0 Dodgers. Nomar Garciaparra on the line. Tim Neverett. 3 runs on 8 hits for the Dodgers. Jalen Beeks still out there. And he delivers a breaking ball strike to Chris Taylor. Taylor 0 for 2. He struck out twice. We've been talking about this ballpark some, and again, it is a big topic here. Whether the Rays can continue to play in St. Pete. They have, I think, until the end of the 2022 season to really have their plans in place. Their lease here runs out in 2027. There's a shot down to short. Adames behind it. A little bit high in the throw, but they're in time to get Taylor. 1 out for the Dodgers in the 6th. The plan right now is to investigate building another ballpark here in St. Pete. After plans in Tampa fell through. But there are some around here who are optimistic that another plan in Tampa Bay might be coming to fruition soon. Only time will tell. As Alex Verdugo takes ball 1. You know, Nomar, Major League Baseball doesn't necessarily want to relocate teams. They want the markets to be sustainable, but both teams here in Florida are still struggling attendance wise.
Well, you also have one else over in Oakland as well. They've been talking about that one as well for quite a long time.
And Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, continues to get questions on expansion. And while he'll answer the question, he usually starts off by saying we're not going to go there until we get the ballparks settled in Oakland and Tampa Bay. The future of those franchises first. 2-1. That's inside. Verdugo had to pull the hands back. Verdugo asks for and is granted time. Alex had a base hit last time up in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. A little swinging bunt out in front of the plate, fielded by Beeks. A lob toss to first. Put a lot of airtime under that toss. And Verdugo running under that hang time, so to speak, and made it a closer play than it should have been.
Just teasing Verdugo. Going down the line. Verdugo just running hard as he's supposed to down the line.
Verdugo now 1-for-3, and they strike to Barnes. Barnes with an RBI base hit in the 4th inning. 1 for 2 for the Dodger catcher. And this one fouled off to the right and out of play. Two down, bases empty, 0-2 to Austin Barnes. David Freese out there on deck. And the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Beek's ready to go. The 1-2. And he got him swinging. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers in the top half of the 6th inning. 3-0 Rays coming up.
The Dodgers a 3-0 lead. Kershaw on the hill for the 6th frame of work tonight, and it's going to be a big weekend in about a couple of weeks at Dodger Stadium. It's the alumni weekend. Time now for the T-Mobile connection to the game. There are 6 of the 19 people that are in the starting lineup. Of course, nobody loves alumni weekend and the alumni game more than Jerry Hairston Jr., who continues to claim he hit a home run last year. Nomar Garciaparra, we know that guy. Sean Green, the Bulldog, James Loney for the first time, and of course manager Dave Roberts, with also appearances by Steve Garvey, who's getting his number inducted into the Legends of Dodgers baseball that weekend. Rick Honeycutt, Tommy Lasorda, no doubt, is going to offer some opinions that he has. Fernando Valenzuela, Maury Wills, and Steve Yeager among those making appearances, guys.
All right, well, did Jay Hair really hit a home run?
A couple years ago, he claims he hit a home run. It was probably about 12 to 15 feet foul. And he just didn't listen to anybody who kept telling him, hey, Jerry, it's foul. The umpire was telling him everybody was like foul. And he just kept running, assuming, acting like it was a home run and in his own little world.
Kershaw's 1-1 to Tommy Pham. You're going to play? I saw your name on the list.
That's what they.
That means
so
you're going to play.
I just found out right now. I guess I'm playing.
Well, you're going to play. He's doing his batting gloves now. He doesn't take the Velcro off. He's just pulling them down.
That's right.
Right. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tommy Pham. Well, I expect to see Jerry Hairston Jr. swinging for the fences.
Oh, of course. He's already taking batting practice. I'm telling you that right now. Of course.
And the 2-2. That's high. 3-2. But don't pull a hamstring, all right?
Oh, I can't guarantee anything, my friend. These legs are shot.
Payoff pitch. And it's fouled off. Some good names on that list, though. Should be an entertaining game.
It's always fun to just see everybody. It really is. Being in the clubhouse, seeing all the greats, just chatting. A lot of fun.
3-2 to Pham. And he goes down swinging. That's 8 for Kershaw.
Curveball coming, slider coming in there, inner half, just coming right at the guy.
Well, Kershaw now to face G-Man Choi, who's 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the first, and then grounded out to Seager at short in the 4th inning. 260 batter. That was low and away. What's going to be fun? That's, you know, for us, that's going to be a good day to get to the ballpark early before the alumni game, because they have a batting practice for alumni.
Yeah, that's probably where the most chance of getting hurt.
In the air to left, Taylor makes the catch. 2 gone. Won't it be nice though just to get back in the cage again? You know, at Dodger Stadium. Yeah,
Yeah, sure, to remind yourself at where did all the strength go?
I used to be able to hit this ball 50 yards further.
That ball used to go out for me. Boy, just got behind the second baseman.
My warning track power, now I'm lucky to get it in the outfield. Avisail Garcia with 2 outs and the bases empty. Garcia 1 for 1 with a walk. Kershaw issued a 4-pitch walk to Garcia in the second inning. And then came back to strike out the next 3. So he took it out on Darno, Lau, and Robertson, the next 3 hitters. One-0 pitch to Garcia is fouled back. Garcia made the error in the first inning on the ball hit by Justin Turner. Took a skip off the turf and got right by him. And that allowed Max Muncy to come around and score the game's first run. What do you like so far about the pitch mix that Kershaw's rolled out?
Well, I'll tell you, typical Kershaw, you know, fastball, slider, curveball, mixing them all, but his misses have been more on the corners.
That's a fair ball down the line. It's going to take a hop off the wall. Taylor will come up throwing, and not in time, and a pop-up slide beats him. So Garcia with a double. That's his 8th 2-base hit of the season and the first extra base hit off of Clayton Kershaw tonight. This one just hugged the line.
See, I was telling you, his misses for me, I still have been in the corner. That was a miss, but it was in the corner. Tip your hat to Avisail Garcia. That was on the inner half, and he was able to get the barrel and keep it fair down the line. Just fair, but this is the first at bat versus Kershaw with a runner in scoring position.
And the pitch is in for a strike to Darno, who's 0 for 2. .071 the average. And with 3 ball clubs this season, and we're on May 21st. That's a lot of meeting new faces, isn't it?
Yes.
Nobody on 212 with runners on 231. Runners in scoring position. They've hit a little bit against him. 294. Garcia off of second base. 2 outs. The 1-1 inside. Kershaw peeks back at second. That signature high stretch. 2-1 pitch. Broken bat bouncer to Kike. And the inning is over. 1 hit, 1 left. 8 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw through 6 innings. All on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr., the charbroiled beyond famous star. Only at Carl's Jr., where the food is the star. David Freese to lead off the 7th inning, facing Jalen Beeks. Freese with a run scored after a leadoff double in the 3rd. Struck out swinging in the 4th. This is just his 3rd plate appearance as Matt Beatty began the game as the designated hitter. This ball lifted to left. Tommy Pham shuffling underneath it. 1 out. Freese 1 for 3. Here comes Max Muncy. Got his hit tonight with a bunt. One thing for the Dodgers, keep this lead and really stay out of that Rays back into the bullpen. They've got some flamethrowers That can come out late in games and shut them down, but you got a 3-run lead here. You want to add on if you can. But when trailing after 6 innings, the Rays this year are 2-12. So once they've trailed, those guys don't get a lot of work. At least to try to hold a lead. One thing that the Dodgers did early this afternoon is they brought out the velo machine, the pitching machine they use, and they'll set up to have hitters stand in against very high velocity pitches. And they were doing that in anticipation of having to face some of these Rays guys at the end of the game, including Jose Alvarado, who's up around 100 miles an hour all the time.
With movement. And it's not straight.
3-0 pitch in there for a strike. In fact, the Rays have 2 of their bullpen guys as the top velocity guys in the American League. Alvarado 98.5 miles an hour. Diego Castillo 98.3 miles an hour. Ryan Stanek 97.8 miles an hour. As far as the American League goes, 3 of the top 5 with the top velocity are in the Rays bullpen as Muncy walks. Coors Light refreshing finish. Justin Turner's had himself a night. Turner with a base hit. The error there by Garcia that allowed Muncy to score, but a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 3rd. And that got Freeze in. And in the 5th inning, he laced a double down the right field side for his 6th 2-base hit on the year. Justin Turner 2 for 2 tonight with an RBI. And there goes the runner. And the throw not there. Looked like the throw was on the money from d'Arnaud. But Max Muncy had a tremendous jump. He won on the first move on the lefty beaks.
I tell you, I thought Max Muncy was going to make it easy. And I'll tell you, d'Arnaud had a unbelievable throw right on the money. Well, they called him safe, but he goes on the first move, and I'm going, okay, he's got this. Good guess, but wow, he does just barely get in there. At least from that replay, it looked like he got in there. I know they're still wondering if they're going to check or not, and they're not. But great throw by d'Arnaud, quick and perfect, right on the money.
He might not be able to make a better throw.
No.
I mean, that is really good. But did you notice, Nomar, where Muncy took the quick peek in? Do you think they might have had a little hit and run going?
No, some guys, I don't think they're going to hit and run. That was just a straight steal, get a scoring position for Justin Turner. Some guys just naturally will peek in. You know.
Yeah, some guys on a straight steal just put their nose straight ahead toward the bag.
Right,
and go.
But a lot of times though too is that wasn't one where you're giving a sign that you're going to steal, and I'm telling you the hitter that you are going to take to try to get that stolen bases. So it's really if you get a good jump, go. So he's going and he's peeking in just in case Justin Turner does decide to hit the ball.
Turner in the air to right field. Going back is Garcia, and on the track makes the catch. Back to the bag, Muncy, and he'll make it all the way to 3rd.
Good read by Muncy. That one's one that's tough because there is one out. It's different than no outs. When you have no outs, you automatically go back to second base, and you know you're going to tag and get over to third base. So it's with less than 2 outs. But he's reading just in case it gets away from him, because he goes, if it does, I have to score on that. But I'm not going to get too far away where I know I can get back and possibly tag and get to third base if he does make the play.
Muncy at 3rd, and a good guy up to get him in Bellinger.
Yeah, you're in scoring position with even at second base, but you can get to 3rd. I was just looking at that pitch right there. That's why getting to 3rd really helps, and especially with a guy like Cody Bellinger, because if you're challenging him there, he wasn't afraid to throw that ball in the dirt. But it's still in the back of your mind as a pitcher, if you're getting called, you're asking for that breaking ball in the dirt, like, I don't know, and you can leave something up for Cody.
Chaz Rowe now warming up. right-hander for the Rays. Jalen Beek's gone a while here in this game after the opener. Hunter Wood started. It's a little bit low. Being very, very careful with Cody Bellinger on the Rays here. And a strike called. Bellinger taking it all the way. Bellinger's been on base safely in 45 out of the 47 games that he has appeared in this season. And he gets on again. He's been on 3 times here in this game. So he walks, 2 walks in the inning. Now 2 men on, 2 out for Kike Hernandez. Beek so far 4 2/3 innings in back of Wood. And Beeks with 80 pitches. Not often you see relievers throw 80 pitches.
Wow.
But when you're the long man or the bulk
innings
innings guy.
man, right. No, I'm just going right now. Gets through this inning. Basically goes 5 innings, right? Throws 5 innings in this game. What's the difference if you're a starter, your 5th man in your rotation goes 5 innings and then you go to the bullpen, which is the way it used to be? What's the difference? You just kind of just switch the innings. So he's a long relief guy that can go 5 innings, or you could have just anticipated him being the starter. If he can go 5, you're happy with it, and then you go to the bullpen.
Well, Kevin Cash sends Kyle Snyder out, the pitching coach, to have a very long meeting and buy some time, not only for Chaz Rowe, but to get the left-hander Adam Calerico. Double barrel action in the Rays pen. Not too many ballparks with the bullpens on the field anymore now that the Cubs have put theirs underneath. Did that a couple of seasons ago. San Francisco's got theirs on the field, and Oakland, and here. Strike called to Kike Hernandez. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Kike with a chance with the right side of the infield absolutely wide open. Look how much room there is. And that's one of the things about having a bullpen on the field. The ball comes in, stops play. Got away from one of those guys. There it is to the right side, and the Dodgers will add on 4-0 on an opposite field slow ground ball by Kike Hernandez. Muncy comes in to score. Now 1st and 2nd, 2 out for Seager.
Got everybody telling him barrels are overrated because he got off the end of that bat. Broken bat. Finds the hole, takes advantage of the shift. That's off the end of the bat. Can hear it cracking, but clean base hit, RBI, big hit.
Pitch on the outer half of the plate. And Seager, a base hit. Bellinger is going to turn 3rd. He comes to the plate. The throw goes through. Cody's safe. 5-0 Dodgers. Back-to-back RBI singles, Hernandez and Seager. And the Dodgers adding on in the 7th. Some 2-out lightning.
Well, Corey Seager, like so often, not wasting any time. Puts a good swing on it, driving it to right center. Cody Bellinger hustling with that speed. I know Dino Ebo says Cody Bellinger, the way he runs the bases, just send him.
Now the hitters normally will tell a manager when a pitcher's done, and Beeks is now done. Chaz Rowe, the new Rays pitcher. All new Backstage Dodgers follow Nomar Garciaparra as he takes a tour of the Louisville Slugger Museum. Plus, Max Muncy returns to his alma mater for the Baylor Baseball Leadoff Dinner. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers presented by Cadillac Friday after the postgame on Sportsnet LA. Flame-tempered Louisville Slugger, white ash bat. Jock Peterson facing Chaz Rowe. So Peterson getting into the game here, taking over for Taylor. And Rowe making his 21st appearance. He's 0-2. So Rowe becomes the first, or the third pitcher rather, for Tampa Bay. Beeks went 4 2/3. There goes Seager, and he'll go into second uncontested. Jock Peterson, second in Major League Baseball in terms of at-bats. Home runs per at-bat, rather. 9+ home runs per at-bat. How about that? 14, all of them against right-handed pitching. 2 outs, 2 on. And a good breaking ball. Looked pretty good.
Rowe thought he got the outside corner. He's got a big sweeping slider. And watch where this starts. Wow, that's a really good pitch. I mean, that starts off. If that was a right-handed batter, it would look like it was going to be behind him. Start up behind them and then just catches the inside corner. Or caught the outside corner to the lefty. Didn't get the call.
1-2's in the dirt.
Stopped by Darno.
Hernandez started down the line. He was looking at the dirt ball read. He realized that Darno was going to get to it, so he had to scurry back to the bag. But there's that breaking ball you're talking about. Rowe's got a good one. You know, he'll induce a number of swings and misses on that very pitch and that very location. But Jock's showing discipline early in the bat, or midway through the bat, really, and not swinging at that one. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Tapper down to the third base side. That'll be backhanded. Throw to first, too late. Robertson looked like he got caught in between. And Peterson gets a run home. 6-0 Dodgers in the 7th. It's 3 runs with 2 outs.
That's one thing the Dodgers have been doing so well this year is the 2-out RBIs. Tops in Major League Baseball. Among the tops in that category. Jock Peterson just putting it in play and hustling down the line.
Six runs on 11 hits. An infield single drives in a run for Peterson. Seager at third. See what Verdugo can do. Pitch up high. That run belongs to Jalen Beeks.
Hustling. Happy. Okay, didn't really square that one up, but I will take it.
A hit is a hit. I had a first and third situation with 2 out before they sent Seager. The Rays didn't throw. Now you got a first and third situation, 2 out. Peterson at first, but the score's different, 6-0. And Verdugo well in front of Chaz Rowe. 2 balls, no strikes. And 2-1. Runners off the corners. And the 2-1 delivery to Verdugo. It's fouled back. Verdugo's in a good spot right now. He knows right now, with A.J. Pollock still out, when he comes to the ballpark, pretty much he's going to be in the lineup every day. That's all he's ever wanted to do, is be an everyday player. It's what these guys are all about. Ground ball to the right side, and Lau is there. Flip on to first for the out, but a big inning, especially with 2 outs. Dodgers played 3. Stretch time in St. Petersburg. 6-0 Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw again tonight. 8 strikeouts through 6 innings. 90 pitches to this point in time, but he has been baffling these Rays hitters with a good mix of a hard slider, good curveball, and a elevated fastball. Clayton Kershaw with another typical Kershaw performance.
I think we saw from that clip right there early on, it was that command of that fastball. When he has the fastball command, especially at the bottom part of the zone, it makes that slider that much more effective, because he can also throw that. It's got that tight spin and it starts at the bottom of the zone, and people think it's a fastball because it's been thrown for a strike, and they get those swings and misses.
New left fielder Jock Peterson stays in the game after his RBI infield single. 1-1 pitch to Brandon Lau. 2 balls and a strike. 155 career wins. And the Dodgers have put a good down payment on getting Kershaw his 156th. Two and 2 to Lau. 17-4 in interleague games. He has been absolutely dominant against the American League. Only one pitcher with a better interleague record than him, Justin Verlander. He's pitched in more of them, 34-7, the record for Verlander. And Lau bounces one right to Hernandez. 1 out.
On June 1st, the Dodgers will induct Steve Garvey into the Legends of Dodger Baseball. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Steve Garvey bobblehead courtesy of Security Benefit. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Pedro Baez starting to loosen up. Kershaw 95 pitches. Figure this will probably be his last inning of work. And a base hit to left center field off the bat of Daniel Robertson. Big turnaround first base for the third baseman. And he's 1 for 3. One thing the Rays hitters have not been able to do against Kershaw tonight is bunch any hits together. The hits that they do have all been one at a time. There was a single in the third, a single in the fourth, single in the fifth, double in the sixth, now a single here in the seventh. And Guillermo Heredia. Runner at first and 1 out. And this one lofted down the left field side. That's going to be a fair ball, bouncing into the corner. Holding at third base will be Robertson. And now the Rays have a little something cooking. 2 on and 1 out after a double by Heredia. He's 2 for 3.
It was a good pitch by Clayton Kershaw. That's exactly where they wanted it. They wanted it down inner half. That's where he gets it. Sometimes you got to tip your hat to Heredia, being able to get to that barrel and drive it and pull that ball down the left field line.
Kershaw faced the number 9 man, Willie Adames. Dodgers will play for the out here. And they'll have to play for the out behind another pitcher. Kershaw's evening is coming to an end at 97 pitches as Dave Roberts makes his way from the third base dugout. So we're going to see Pedro Baez come here, try to cool off the Reds. See if Kershaw lobbying to stay in, but he is out. And in good position to pick up his 4th win of the season. Standing O from many of the Dodger fans here in the Tampa Bay area. LA is brought to you by Bongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Back inside Tropicana Field. Clayton Kershaw getting a rest after 6 1/3 innings. Still responsible for the runners at second and third. Daniel Robertson and Guillermo Heredia. And Pedro Baez, 2-2, 22nd appearance. Opponents hitting just 171 against him. Comes into the ball game to face the number 9 hitter Adames with 1 out. Starts him off with a ball. The hitters have not fared very well against him on the road. Just 189 against. They're 7 for 37 against Baez away from Dodger Stadium. And Adames has gone down on strikes twice tonight. 0 for 2. And this one right off of Baez and knocks him down. 1 run will score. And Baez still on his hands and knees. Boy, that was a rocket. And now the concern turns toward Pedro Baez. He is pointing to his right knee, the outside of his.
You heard that
right
one
knee.
too. There was a loud crack of the bat, and there was a loud noise when it hit him too.
It's one of the scary things about pitching. When you finish, you're a little bit over 50 feet away from the plate.
Definitely 2 loud noises on that play. Oh.
Baez obviously in some distress, and he's going to be out. Scott Alexander is going to come in. 103-mile-an-hour shot off the bat of Willy Adames to the right knee of Pedro Baez. Just no reaction time, Nomar.
No. And I'm glad he's up.
He'll need some assistance.
Yeah, they're going to go, obviously, go get some x-rays, check on that, and we just hope everything is okay. But wow.
Scott Alexander now will get as many pitches as he feels he needs to warm up here. As the concern again is with Pedro Baez, and we'll try to get you an update at some point before the end of the ball game on his condition. Dodgers with a 6-1 lead will take a timeout here in St. Petersburg. Scary scene a little while ago. 103-mile-an-hour line drive off the bat of Willy Adames to the right knee of Baez. Alexander make his 22nd appearance, called into action. He'll face the top part of the Rays order. Rays getting on the board as the ball deflected off the knee of Baez, went into foul territory in the third base side. That allowed Robertson to score. That run charged to Kershaw. And Kershaw still with 1 base runner left to his name, and that is Guillermo Heredia, who is at third base. Adames over there at first. He belongs to Baez.
Scott Alexander, he hasn't. Last time he pitched was on the 15th against San Diego. That was also the last time that Baez had been in the game. And currently, right now, the Dodgers have Floro warming up in the bullpen.
Right-hander Dylan Floro getting ready to back up Alexander's. Now the bullpen comes into issue after 6 1/3 strong innings from Clayton Kershaw. Now a 5-run game. Looks like Alexander's just about ready. Getting the sign straight with runners on here with Austin Barnes. Now Austin Meadows will come to the plate for Tampa Bay, with Heredia over there at third and Adames the runner at first base. Meadows had a base hit in the third inning. He grounded out to Justin Turner up the middle when Turner was playing in a shift back in the fifth. Struck out looking in the first. So Scott Alexander out of Cardinal Newman High School in Santa Rosa. On to pitch for the Dodgers in the bottom of the seventh. One man out. Force play is in order. Adames at first. Pitch. And a strike call to Austin Meadows. And from the playing standpoint, you just had a longer break than you normally have when a pitcher warms up. You're concerned about your teammate, what you just saw happen to Baez. How do you get mentally right back in the game?
Well, you also feel a lot better that he was going off on, and he needed help, but that he got up and was walking off. And then, you know, you got to go execute. I mean, the one thing that Alexander has done over the course of his career is get the ground ball, induce the ground ball. Double play opportunity. That's what he's looking for right now.
Scott Alexander hopes to use that turbo sinker to maybe get a ground ball here and get two. 0-2 pitch. Foul back. What makes Alexander's sinker so effective?
Well, obviously the movement, the angle which he throws it at, and then also combined with the slider. But the key to his effectiveness is to be down in the zone. Last outing, we saw him really struggle with trying to get that ball down, just like that pitch right there that was up in the zone.
0-2 count in the pitch. There's a ground ball toward the middle, but it sneaks through for a hit. Heredia scores. Rounding second and heading to third is Adames. 6-2. Meadows with an RBI base hit. Now to close the book on Kershaw, will be responsible for both runs. Well, Alexander gets the ground ball here. It was just well placed by Meadows.
Once again, they wanted that ball down. You can see where Austin Barnes was lined up, and then he had to go reach for that ball up in the strike zone. And allowed Meadows to take it back up the middle.
Tommy Pham takes a strike up in the zone at 93. Pham is 0 for 3. He was the 8th strikeout victim of Clayton Kershaw's tonight in the 6th inning. Two on, one out. And Pham hits a ground ball toward short, past a diving Seager. Another run comes in. Meadows around second. He's into third and safely in to second is Pham. It's 6-3. Five straight hits for the Rays.
Well, you were asking me what makes him so effective. Talking about the movement. We haven't seen as much movement on the pitches so far since he's come in the ball game, and that ball didn't have much movement. Did get a ground ball. It was a hard ground ball through the infield.
Second and third and one out. The tying run is at the plate. Pitch to Ji-Man Choi is lifted to left. 2 steps over to the line is Peterson. He'll make the grab, and Meadows won't challenge him on a strong no-hop throw to the plate.
Alexander gets the fly ball. Peterson does a good job. Get behind it. Strong throw.
Dave Roberts will come get Alexander. And with the right-handed hitter Avisail Garcia, who's 2 for 2 with a walk coming up, Roberts will go to the right-hander Dylan Floro. Another pitching change here at Tropicana Field. Now a 6-3 ball game in the bottom of the 7th.
Stadium on May 27th. Dodgers face the Mets. Be there early to pay tribute to our military heroes during pregame ceremonies. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
19th appearance for Dylan Floro. He's 1-0. 0.47 his earned run average. Gave up a run on the 11th of May. That's been it. Opponents hitting only 186 against him. And Floro has been very effective out of the Dodger pen, but there's a runner. Austin Meadows at third base. Tommy Pham is at second. 2 men out from the bottom of the 7th inning. 3 runs have scored on 5 consecutive hits. Joy fly to left to end that string, but Avisail Garcia, who's 2 for 2 with a walk, is up, representing the game's tying run. Floro's pitch in for a strike. Dodgers acquired Floro last July 4th in a trade with Cincinnati, and then he debuted for the Dodgers on the 8th of July in Anaheim against the Angels. And he has held hitters to a 183 average since he's been a Dodger. This ground ball right side to his glove side as Hernandez flip on the first. Some damage done, but Floro comes in and limits it. 3 runs in on 5 hits. We go to the 8th. 6-3 Dodgers. Dodgers baseball. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Try their new street corn tostada today. Chaz Rowe remains on to face Austin Barnes here in the top of the 8th. 6-3 Dodgers with a lead. 2 of those 3 runs charged to Kershaw, 1 to Baez. And Barnes with an 0-1 count. And looks at a breaking ball for a strike.
When you haven't seen a pitcher, and that's the first time seeing him, and he has that type of sweeping breaking ball, really easy, especially as a right-hander, really easy to just freeze on that pitch. Now you're saying, okay, now I know where I got to look for it. And until you really see it, you can look at video, or they can tell you on the scouting report, oh, sweeping slider. You're like, okay, what does a sweeping slider mean? Until you see it, then it tells you, okay, well, if he throws it at me, I have to stay in there. I can't. I got to stay on it. And if it happens to be a fastball and it's a bad read, well, I just have to wear it.
Kind of like that pitch.
That was exactly it. And that was a good job. That was an adjustment by Austin Barnes, because the strike before on him, the one he just kind of freezes you. And it's natural because you haven't seen him. It's your first time. And that one started right at him, and he put a good swing on it. Just missed it.
1-2 to Barnes from Chaz Rowe. Just outside. Rowe's got baseball in the family. He's got a Hall of Famer as a great uncle, Bill Mazeroski. And when we head to Pittsburgh on Friday, we'll see a statue of his great uncle right outside the ballpark. Popped up back of the plate. D'Arnaud chasing, but that'll make the seats. Adam Kolarek up for the 2nd time for the Rays. He should be ready to go. Won't take him long to get hot this time around. Another right-hander in Freeze to bat next, and then the lefty Muncy. 2-2. There it is, that big sweeping slider, and Barnes watches it go by for strike 3. 3rd time Barnes has gone down on strikes tonight.
Sees that, and he sees the sweeping slider, thinking, okay, this is going to probably break off the plate. That's why he lets up on it, because that one didn't start at him. That's when you're looking for the one that starts at you. You see the pitch, it doesn't start. You're like, okay, that's breaking off the plate, and it catches a corner. It's a good pitch.
You know, from that center field camera, Nomar, it looks like your brother's throwing you a wiffle ball in the backyard, doesn't it? So much break on it.
Yep.
Freeze takes up and in. 1 for 3 for Freeze. They got a couple of those guys in the bullpen who can make the ball do magic tricks.
That's exactly the reaction. You see Freeze, no pun intended, freeze on that pitch.
1-1. He had to hang in there. It's just inside. You figure Freese will be the last hitter for Rowe, and then we'll see Kolarek, the lefty, come in to face Muncy. Kevin Cash will match up. As Kolarek is ready. A little bit inside. It's got to be tough wondering if you're going to take it off the elbow or not.
Said you're looking for it coming out, and I'm surprised he doesn't swing at these, because after you see one, you're going, all right, it has to be coming at me. It has to be coming, and let it go.
And he draws a walk. A 1-out walk issued to Freese. He'll trot down to first. Here comes Kevin Cash to get Rowe. And the lefty Kolarek will come on to face Max Muncy here in the top of the 8th inning as the Dodgers get a base runner. 6-3. Dodgers up. Pitching chance. Timeout in Tampa Bay. Appearance. 307 ERA, sitting 232 against him. The Baltimore native, Maryland. And Maryland Terrapin. He's out of the University of. As is his second baseman, Brandon Lau. They were teammates in college and now teammates in the majors. Max Muncy with David Freese at first base. One out, top of the 8th. Bit of a funky delivery for Kolarek.
Tough angle, especially on the lefty when you're dropping down. Another one where you're telling yourself, we were just talking about the righty and that sweeping slider. Right. Well, you're telling yourself the same thing. Stay in, because try to recognize the angle, recognize the pitch, and stay in there.
Well, this bullpen gives opposing batters a lot of looks, don't they?
Yeah, you got guys who drop down. You got guys who throw 100 miles an hour. You got guys who throw sweeping breaking balls.
And the bullpen is a huge factor here, obviously, with the opener being used 14 times, but what they can do in the back end. Top pitching staff in baseball.
Yeah. Kolarik's been having a good year. He has stranded all 12 inherited runners so far this year. No pitcher has that many stranded inherited runners in the majors. Trying to add to that total right here.
0-2 to Muncy from Kolarek. He chops it foul. This series, this 2-game series, a matchup of two of the top pitching staffs in baseball. Top ERA belonging to Tampa Bay at 2.98. Dodgers with the 3rd best earned run average in baseball, 3.38. Those guys just sit and wait. And really a closer by committee for the most part here too. There isn't that one guy at the back end that they'll count on every night. Little chopper over the mound. This will be a little tougher play. But it's there in time as Lau made the play to get Muncy.
Just put the bat on it. I was thinking that Freese might have had a chance to block Lau on that play. Lau stays with it.
Justin Turner, 2 hits tonight, driven in a run, single double. Got a runner in scoring position. Could turn out to be a big run if he can get him in. He's back to the bag of the ball in the dirt. Tell you what, Travis has had a workout behind the plate, hasn't he?
That he has. And you were talking about this bullpen with different looks. Well, it's also different looks to the catcher as well. Different breaks, different way you have to get in front, block it.
Well, Travis d'Arnaud came to the Dodgers, started a crash course in learning the pitching staff, and then was traded here and had to do it all over again. And a bouncing ball towards short, backhanded by Adames. And the throw in time to get Turner. Nothing across the top of the 8th inning. Go to the home half when we come back to St. Petersburg. View of Access Sportsnet Dodger by your Southern California Ford dealers.
15 at-bats for the Dodgers with runners in scoring position. They've cashed in 6 runs in support of Clayton Kershaw.
Kersh 8 strikeouts tonight, clinging to a 3-run lead.
Just keep sitting there.
We'll see you guys right after the game.
All right, John, thanks. Jerry, Ned. Check in with those guys afterward. Kevin Kiermaier to pinch hit. Did not start this one. Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, didn't like the matchup left-handed hitting Kiermaier against the lefty starter in Clayton Kershaw, but Dylan Floro facing Kiermaier, who is hitting for d'Arnaud. Kiermaier takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kiermaier, a fan favorite here. He makes a lot of acrobatic catches in the outfield, covers a lot of ground. Good defensive outfielder. He's made his full-time home in the Tampa area. 28-year-old. Two balls and a strike. And a pitch to him. It's foul down the left field side. Last year, Kiermaier sustained an unusual and painful injury. In a game in Boston, he made a diving catch and cracked a rib, but not where you normally would crack one, I guess. Cracked it right next to the chest plate.
Yeah, it is a tough injury there.
Thought he'd be out for a while, but came back a little quicker than most had thought. Kiermaier with a 2-strike count on him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th. 6-3 Dodger lead. And Kiermaier takes one a little inside. Here is the 3-2 pitch from Floro to Kiermaier. And it's fouled straight back.
There's one where Floro comes in that last inning, gets him out of the inning. But is really looking, he was hoping to have a really quick one here.
Again, the payoff. And this one lined to left center, and that is going to get down and split the outfielders. Skipped off the new artificial turf here. Around second on his way to third is Kiermaier, and he's out. Alex Verdugo with a rifle shot from the warning track, and Kiermaier is gunned down, stretching a double. Boy, what a throw. What a throw from Verdugo.
Kiermaier already has 4 triples on the season, trying to make it 5, but missed the scouting report and does not know that Verdugo has an incredible arm out there in the outfield and makes a throw. They're going to look at this, but wow, that was on the money. Good job by Seager. Floro appreciating the effort and the arm.
Verdugo pretty excited about that throw. Now they will go back to the replay operations center in New York and take a peek. Kevin Cash wanted to challenge this.
And they were showing it here. They've been showing the replay here on the screen, and it looks like that he got him on the leg before his hand is in third.
Yeah, third base umpire Jeremy Rehak was right on top of the play.
Everybody was in the right position for that play all around. Seager and Verdugo. That's a big play. And I'll tell you, for Kiermaier, I mean, you're down by 3. Really no need. They always say you don't make the first or third out at third base. And when you're down by 3 this late in the game, really no need to really challenge that once you got that double. I mean, it's one of those where you have to make sure, you have to be 100% sure you are going to get there. And Verdugo, that's a great throw.
Nice play. Sweep tag right on the knee by Seager, covering third with Turner in the shift. So Seager had to cover the bag over there. And Lau a swing and a miss. So a heck of a tag by Seager. You like that number he's got?
Great number, great tag, great throw. I mean, Verdugo, I mean, that was just, it wasn't like he was also behind it. I mean, he is running to the ball. His body's going toward the wall to get to that. It wasn't like you got, okay, a running start, getting behind the ball, and you're charging it and then releasing it for a strong throw. No, it's almost on his heels throwing a strike.
0-2 pitch. In the air to right field. Can of corn for Bellinger. And there's 2 men out. Two gone, bases empty. Dylan Floro, he's got to be the happiest guy. I mean, for him to have the ERA that he has and just having given up 1 run the entire season, 1 earned run. I mean, right there, you're talking about a leadoff triple. Now you're setting up another earned run allowed.
Yep. And also coming back to Tampa Bay, where he's familiar with, playing here. But you saw how fired up he was. You saw that tag and throw.
Robertson takes outside. Yeah, Floro was mic'd up before the game, doing a little TV feature, and went to go visit with one of the Rays trainers that he knows. Trainer Mike Sandoval, and he went over to talk to him, and I saw Mike Sandoval put his hand over the microphone and said, "Oh, hi, now we can have a conversation." This be a fair ball.
Oh, not an easy play. Did you see the spin on that and it come up on Muncy? Way to stay with it, Max Muncy. Great play.
Good defense as Alex Verdugo gets a great reaction from his pitcher Dylan Floro and the Dodger skipper.
Rays here at the Canna Field. Pedro Baez leaving the game in the 7th inning after taking a comebacker off of the bat of Willy Adames. Dodgers PR telling us right now he left the game with a right upper leg contusion. That's the loudest contusion I've heard in a very long time, guys. Right upper leg contusion.
Yeah, scary, Alana. It's just a tough situation, so we hope he's okay. And usually the next day is when you really get the story on how it feels. So we wish the best to Pedro Baez as Bellinger leads off. New catcher giving the signs. Eric Kratz. And Kolarek deals outside and low. So Kratz was with the Giants pretty recently. Kevin Kiermaier stays in. He goes to center field. And Kratz, a veteran guy. He's been around for a while. Almost quit baseball at one time. Just didn't get a chance to make his big league debut, and did make it in Pittsburgh with the Pirates several years back. And prior to that, Kratz was in the minors for so long, he was thinking, okay, what do I do next? And shortly after that time, the Pirates called him up, gave him a shot. He had some time with the Phillies. He's been around. I mean, he's had significant big league times since then. I think everybody gets that thought, though, don't they, Nomar? What am I going to do next?
It does.
Either you do it yourself or you're told.
Right, exactly. You just hope that thought comes late.
High bouncer off the bat of Bellinger. Wow, gets him by a step. 1 out.
And if Lau's thinking to himself, didn't have to be that close. gets down the line.
Activity in the Dodger pen as Kenley Jansen gets rolling. See him in the bottom of the ninth with a 3-run lead here, unless the Dodgers can add on. Adam Kolarek. This will be his inning. Nobody throwing in the Rays pen. Kike with an RBI base hit. A broken bat. Ground ball that went through a hole you could drive a truck through sideways. On the right side with runner at first base. The Rays had shifted. They left him, what, about a good 90 feet. And he took advantage going the other way and just rolled it into right field. Got a run in. They're playing a traditional alignment now for Kike.
And got the barrels are overrated sign from everybody, wave from everybody in the dugout. Put the ball in play. Good things will happen.
It's not how, it's how many. Kike's been a little bit down lately. You go through peaks and valleys during the course of a season, and he's trying to get up into that peak again. 7 home runs for Hernandez, 22 runs batted in. And he gets on base, draws the walk. 1-out walk issued by Kolarek. Corey Seager with a couple of hits, including an RBI base hit, coming with 2 outs in the 7th. Kolarek was with the Mets organization originally, but never appeared in the big leagues with the Mets. Got as high as AAA with New York. Balls and a strike to Seager. Hernandez leading at first base. A slow roller to the right side, getting over there to his right is Brandon Loud. He throws out Seager. Hernandez advancing. Two gone for Jock Peterson.
The 16th at bat for the Dodgers with a runner in scoring position. You see the Dodgers have given themselves quite a few opportunities this game. Managed 6 runs so far, but it sure would be nice to get an extra one here.
Kolarek facing Peterson. Kolarek's dad was also a pro baseball player. His dad, Frank, was a catcher in the athletics organization in the late 70s. Never made the big leagues. He finished his career getting as high as AAA. And for a while, Adam Kolarek may have had that same thought. He spent a lot of time in the minor leagues before finally debuting in the big leagues in 2017 with 12 appearances with the Rays. Nothing in 2 to Jock Peterson. Kolarek's found himself a spot in this bullpen, learning how to throw from that angle. Sometimes he'll drop down a little more. He throws from an angle that can be pretty tough on lefties. This one is sliced down the left field side. That's headed for the corner, and it bounces over the wall for a double. And that'll get Hernandez home. So you look at that ground ball out by Seager, getting Hernandez to second. That's very important now because it's a 4-run lead. It's 7-3.
Jock Peterson getting that ball up in the zone and driving it to left field. Something we haven't seen Jock do too often, and that's being able to get a knock on off a lefty, especially huge with a man in scoring position.
Pitch on the outside edge to Verdugo. Verdugo had a single in the 4th inning. He's grounded out 3 times. Still hitting .320. And he's made the defensive play of the game so far. Nothing at 2, 2 down. Well, the bottom part of the order due up 8-9, and then Austin Meadows the DH. Oh, 2 pitch. Gets in the dirt, blocked by Eric Kratz. Kratz most recently with the Giants. A 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Kolarek to Verdugo. And it's chopped off a foot. Yeah. Verdugo. Let's take a look at StatCast numbers on this defensive player. The ball splitting the outfielders. So right there, he'll pick it up. 263 feet on the throw. Right on the money, and Seager the tag on the leg. A little high chopper. This will be fielded by Kolarek. He'll spin and throw. And he gets Verdugo, and we head to the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs to get. Dodgers get a big run here in the top of the 9th inning. Kenley Jansen coming on with a 4-run lead.
Great moments are born.
This one 7-3 to score. And with a run scored, it's a 4-run lead, so not a save situation. He does have 14 saves and 16 opportunities. 21st appearance for Kenley. Opponent's hitting just .208 against him, so he'll get set to throw to Eric Kratz to start things off in the Rays half of the 9th inning. Dodgers look for win number 32 and win number 4 for Clayton Kershaw. Here's the pitcher of record to the good for the Dodgers. Kratz first plate appearance. He takes a strike. Hunter Wood gave up the 1 run in the 1st inning. And Jalen Beeks ended up giving up a few after that, over 4 2/3. Beeks charged with 5 earned runs. Quickly 0-2 to Eric Kratz, batting in the 8th spot. And he strikes him out on 3 pitches. Kelly says thanks for coming.
Just 3 pitches. 3 good cutters right there.
Really good movement on that cutter.
Right on target too. That target that Barnes set, he didn't really have to move the glove. Well, 1 gone, and here is Willy Adames. Adames had a base hit and an RBI in the 7th inning. He was the one that hit the line drive off the right knee of Baez. He chases the cutter for a strike. That line drive came off his bat at 103 miles an hour. Other than that, he has struck out swinging twice. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly getting some work in. Didn't have much work in Cincinnati. Of course, a day off yesterday. You get another day off coming up on Thursday, a travel day.
He didn't get the call there. That was a really good cutter. It looked like it caught the corner. Either way, had good movement, good action, good spot.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. High fly ball, shallow right. Muncy is out. Hernandez is over. Bellinger almost didn't see it. And he finds it out of the gray ceiling and makes the catch. Not an easy play in this building.
What were we talking about earlier? You don't assume anything on a pop-up. Look at, he doesn't see it. It's amazing that he actually did see it and find it later. But what was dangerous was he was in the spot, so even if, say, Kike saw the ball or Max Muncy, they would have collided with Bellinger, so it was a good thing that he was able to find it again.
Two men out, and the Rays down to their final out. Austin Meadows, the designated hitter, has 2 hits tonight. Swings through that pitch. 0-1. That'll be another adventure tomorrow night. Rich Hill will pitch. And prior to the game, the Rays hadn't announced their starter. Still listed as a TBD as far as the Rays are concerned. Well, that's not uncommon for the Rays. When they're going to use an opener.
TBD pitches a lot.
Yeah. That guy gets a lot of outings here. Here's the 1-1 to Meadows. A bouncing ball and a late hop. Muncy battling with it. Throw to first and out. And the ball game's over. So Jansen retires him in order in the 9th. Alex Verdugo with the defensive play of the game for sure. We'll see if the Rays look at this, and they might. They've decided to not look at it, and that will be the game. So the Dodgers will go to 32-17, and the Rays drop to 27-18. Clayton Kershaw with another win. 8 strikeouts tonight for Kershaw. He goes to 4-0. And the Dodgers use the bats, the gloves, and the arms to get it done again.
It was really a complete win. It was a great job by the Dodgers. Once again, getting a solid starting performance by Clayton Kershaw. The bats, they had timely hitting, gave themselves a lot of opportunities, runners in scoring position, capitalized on that, and they had some great plays. Let's not forget that great throw by Alex Verdugo in the outfield.
Well, let's take a look at the play of the game. Guess what it is? It's brought to you by Lexus. Kiermaier, in his only plate appearance, slaps it to the left center field gap. Verdugo throws this ball 263 feet. Seager covering third, tags him on the leg before the hand gets to the bag. Dylan Floro absolutely loved it. Verdugo didn't mind it either. Final score. Dodgers take game 1 of 2. Clayton Kershaw dominant here tonight with 8 strikeouts. 7-3 the final. For Alana Rizzo, Nomar Garcia-Parra, I'm Tim Neverett. Now stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.